Hello everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. This is Dr. T, PhD, the prodigy of sports psychology, and I'm about to welcome back one of my favorite guests right here on today's show, Ms. Susan Longley. Now, before Susan rejoins us back here on today's show, I'd like to ask everyone out there if you please be so kind as to like this video, leave us a comment, and share it with all of your friends and family out there. Now, I've asked Susan to come back on GoTarryn TV. We're going to be covering some various topics and playing catch-up, but talking about things such as osteoporosis, the importance of sleep, how her trips have been, and everything else going on in this crazy time right now in this crazy world. So it's going to be a really cool time to catch up for the next half hour, see how things are in her world, and just see how her travels have led her to. I'm curious to see where she's been and where she's going next. So, but where she will be next will be right here momentarily on GoTarryn TV. So don't go away. And remember, with GoTarryn Health and Fitness, it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. Back in a second. Like what it was back there?
Yeah, it's like the beach. It's I was at a campground in a national seashore just south of Pensacola, and so there was nothing but sand dunes and ocean. No condos, no surf shops, no restaurants, just beach. It was wonderful. It was just, I mean, I left my campsite and walked over to the ocean, walked down a boardwalk right to the beach.
That sounds amazing. That is just wonderful.
It was amazing. I recommend that campsite. It's it's not a long drive, 6-hour drive. So
yeah, what's the name of that one, Susan?
It's Camp Pickens.
Camp Pickens. Okay.
It's a fort. It was a fort that was. I guess that's why it was federal land. It was built right after the War of 1812.
Oh, cool.
And
nice.
So the whole area was sealed off because it was a military installation. So
really?
No development there.
Okay.
And it was actually used as a fort until World War II.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's really cool. How's everything else been going for you?
It's been going really well. I'm still here. I've actually got a traveling companion that I'm going to go. We're going to start in San Antonio on April 15th.
Oh, how neat.
So, wow. And then I'm going to be traveling a little bit through the Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
But I did tell you I was going to talk about. I'm doing some health coaching. So I'm working with people on health challenges, people that want support for getting something done, like losing weight, or particularly I haven't really defined a niche yet, but I'm looking at working with people with osteoporosis. Okay. Because I have that, and it's been a challenge throughout my life to decide what to do, how to treat it. Mm-hmm. There are a number of different drugs. I have not used them. I've relied on exercise and supplements, but I know that a lot of people are confronting that, particular disease.
Mm-hmm. And, what do you find most challenging, Susan, with osteoporosis?
Really just that it's hard to build bone after menopause. Mm-hmm. Okay, because you don't have estrogen, and estrogen is what is required to build bone. And then of course there is the hormone replacement therapy. I think they call it something else now, but it's basically replacing the estrogen that you've lost. But then that has some other challenges, such as susceptibility to certain cancers and stuff like that. So you can rebuild bone with the right kind of exercise. And I'm looking into a program called Biodensity that has you exercise on a vibrating plate.
Oh, interesting.
Which stimulates your muscles to basically what grows bone is when you use when your muscles pull on your bones. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that sends the signal to your bones that they need to be stronger.
Oh, that's interesting.
So exercise is absolutely required to build bone, not necessarily to treat osteoporosis, but to build bone. Huh. So whether you're a kid, and your primary bone building years are your teenage years. So, by the time you find out that you have a problem, it's kind of too late for the very best time to do something about it. And that's when you build the bone that lasts you throughout your life, is your teenage and young adult years.
Wow.
And, and then after that, there are exercises that you can do to build bone. I'm also working with a PT in Florida who's been researching osteoporosis for about, her name is Sarah Meeks, Meeks. She's been researching osteoporosis for about, since the 80s.
Oh, wow.
So she's got a good bit of experience in it. So I'm doing a lot of research and reading, hopefully to be able to help people.
No, that's wonderful. Yeah, certainly. I haven't heard of this new technology though. How did you hear about this with that bio kind of medical?
Just looking around the internet. There's not a lot of peer-reviewed research on it. It's fairly new, and there are some people that are selling it. Okay. So I don't know, I'm not ready to buy it yet. Yeah. I'm not going to recommend it, but I do know that that Sarah Meeks said that she had heard of it, but she hadn't been able to find anybody that was doing it that would share their research with her. So, so I did meet somebody here in Atlanta that is doing it, and he said he was more than willing to share his research.
Great.
So I put him in touch with her, and I'm following up on that right now. But I don't know. I don't know whether it's anything. But he did say that it was a challenge for people to build bone when they're estrogen depleted. Which means you're like, I'm 73, so I'm pretty far into menopause, and I probably don't have much estrogen left in my body. So I don't know, I don't know how to tackle all of that, but I've been working with a functional medicine doctor.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of these are alternative therapies. If you go to the doctor, the protocol is to take the drugs. And I've always been kind of wary of taking drugs unless I absolutely had to. So I'm looking into some alternatives. Yeah. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's great.
So I'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. You're right. What you said though, at the very beginning, I mean, the number one thing, exercise, is just so beneficial. Do you feel like enough medical doctors prescribe that to their patients as far as,
I know they do. I know that doctors will tell people that they need to exercise.
Good.
But apparently the level of exercise that's required once you've actually started losing bone, you have to do a very strenuous, or you have to be able to take the muscles to failure. And most people don't do that when they're exercising, and it's not something that people know how to do or are inclined to do.
Yeah, that's right.
Especially people older people. My specialty is working with people over 60. So
that's right.
Most people over 60 are looking to do enough exercise to keep their balance, and to keep their strength, to keep things where they are, to maintain their ability to do ADL. So they're not looking to really do heavy lifting.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but that seems to be what's required in order to make a difference in your bone, is to do the heavy lifting. So it's not real easy to get people to do that. So, and I've talked to a number of people that have said, I've tried exercise and it didn't make any difference. There is some question. There's a new technology out, the DEXA scans, which measure bone density, have been the standard for many years. But there's a new measure called the Trabecular bone score. Which is measured from the DEXA scan, but it measures more the quality of your bone rather than the quantity.
Oh, interesting.
So the DEXA scan is going to measure how much bone you have.
Yeah.
but they don't look at what the quality of that bone is.
Oh, that's interesting.
So this this new technology is not something that you can get. The insurance companies aren't going to approve it.
That's too bad.
Because it's so new and
mhm.
nobody really knows exactly how to use it
Yeah.
in the management of the osteoporosis. So it may be in 10 years that may become the standard. But like the mammograms, now the 3D mammograms
Oh yeah.
are pretty common. They're easy to get, but 5 years ago they were hard to get. So so it depends. Of course, 10 years is a long time for me. So I'm waiting for medical science to catch up with where I need to be.
Yeah, very well said, Sue.
Yeah.
How about are you able to get your Pilates workouts in too? Have you been keeping up?
I am not doing Pilates right now.
Okay.
I've been exercising in the pool because I get a lot of core strength.
Yep.
I've got a lot of exercises that I can get core strength, but water exercises are not necessarily good for your bones because you're getting too much support from the water.
Right. The buoyancy.
So I walk with my backpack with my little dog in it. I don't know if I showed you that picture. He weighs 10 pounds. So. And I'm working on I'm working with Sarah Meeks right now to develop an exercise program that it's probably some similar. I don't know exactly what her exercises are, but we're going to be working on that together.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Wow. But it just amazes me how everything you talk about, when you talk about getting older or staying in shape or being, being healthy. It all comes down to exercise.
It really does.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Right? It's just kind of like a universal prescription. You can just tell people.
Yeah.
You just need to exercise.
I mean, absolutely. It's like you and I have talked about before with the whole, COVID, as far as the pandemic, the people who are getting mostly sick were the people who are kind of out of shape and had underlying conditions. And I think we'll see more research where it'll demonstrate how exercises, really help for preventative maintenance for things like, the pandemic and such.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
Right.
That's great.
It's a good idea to keep in good health by keeping active.
Oh yeah. Certainly. Yeah, absolutely. Now, another topic too, Susan, I wanted to kind of integrate with this, kind of was something that I was really curious about with when you're on your trips and such. Sleep health is so important as well. And so, with backpacking, hiking and camping and being out, do you find that you get okay sleep, adequate sleep? I mean,
I sleep better because I'm sleeping outside. I'm in my tent, but I'm basically, whenever I can, I take the rain fly off the tent so I don't have anything but a little net, just a mosquito net above me. So I remember I was at a campground last summer and I woke up about midnight and I was under a tree and the tree was literally full of fireflies.
Oh no.
It was like a Christmas tree. It was like they were just going to town. And so I just lay there in my tent, but I had the net on. I didn't have there wasn't any rain predicted that night. So I could just watch the fireflies.
Oh wow.
So, and also when you're camping, it's, I find that I go to bed very early. When it gets dark, you might as well go to bed, unless you're going to have a campfire, or either you got to wear your headlamp or something. So I basically sleep the rhythms of, I go to sleep when it gets dark and then the sun wakes me up in the morning. So it's very, very restful. The best sleep that I usually get is outdoors.
Oh yeah. That's good.
Yeah. So.
That must be so calming and peaceful.
It is. And then, when I was in Pensacola, I could hear the ocean.
Oh,
I was
wow.
close enough to where I could hear the breakers all night long.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
Yeah. So,
how about,
and then
go ahead.
You hear the wildlife. I have that a couple of times when I've heard stuff that I really didn't want to hear. I wasn't sure what it was.
That's scary. Yeah. I would think that's terrifying. Have you ever?
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen very often. And I'm always in a campground. I'm not out in the wilderness.
Yeah. So no close encounters or anything like that.
No, the bears tend to stay away.
Mm-hmm.
So
oh, that's
the deer will come up very close to you.
Mm-hmm.
They're not scary, but
Oh yeah,
but
definitely.
they will come right up to your campsite. They have become very fearless.
Huh. Wow. That's amazing too. Gosh. And how much walking do you average, would you say, each day? Like, do you keep account of?
I don't have a step counter.
Yeah.
But I usually tend to try to take a hike every day, or I'm now taking my bicycle.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes I'll do a bike ride
yeah.
in addition to walk. I did a lot of beach walking down in Pensacola.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
Which I think is good for you because the sand was really soft. So
yeah, right.
And it was warm enough for me to take my shoes off. So I was walking in the soft sand, and it was really good for my feet. So
oh, cool.
And then other places there there are different kinds of trails.
Okay.
So some of them are rocky, some of them are steeper, and that's something that's really good when you're well, actually for building bone too. Sarah Meeks recommends that, is walking on uneven surfaces. So depending on where I am, the surface that I'm going to be walking on is going to be different. So you want to challenge your feet to walk on different kinds of surfaces.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. How many days, you mentioned about the water aerobics, roughly are you averaging in terms of being in the swimming pool and exercise?
I do 3 hours a week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And then the walking, and in fact, I'm walking over to the gym this morning. If you're going to be over, as soon as we finish this call, I'm going to head over there.
Oh, okay. So the pool.
So that's about 4 miles. So.
Oh wow, yeah, that's great. And the great thing is the weather now. I mean, it's really.
Oh, I know. I've already been out to walk the dog, and I just can't wait to get out there. It's just perfect.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have an early spring, I guess, right?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I don't know what that means about global warming, but it keeps getting warmer and warmer. So
that's true. But at least if anything, it looks like the masks are finally on their way out, right?
Yeah. I have not been wearing one. Of course, I'm outdoors so much.
That's true.
Time.
So
if
advantage.
I go into, I used to always wear one when I went into a store, but now I'm getting a little bit lax about it. So
yeah. Well,
hopefully
again,
this thing will go away.
It looks like all accounts it is kind of on the way out.
It is,
yeah, which is great. And some of the other things that are scary is that it looks like it's kind of being overshadowed by the kind of world events going on in Europe. Have you been following much of this?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's just really scary.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
I can't believe that Putin is doing this. After all we went through with the 2 world wars, and we know what war brings.
Yeah.
And he's still willing to push this. So.
Yeah. Who knows how this is going to end up?
And I have so much. I've listened to more news about the Ukrainians and how they've been trying to have their own country.
Yeah, it's
for like over 100 years now.
Yeah,
and
very, very
the Soviets or the Russians have been thwarting them. There was a campaign that Stalin ran against them, a famine.
Oh, really?
Stalin deliberately started to bring the Ukrainians under control.
Oh, wow.
So they've suffered a lot, and your heart really goes out to them. They really want to be a democracy, but it doesn't look like they're going to get that opportunity, but they're still fighting. So,
well, their president seems to be a big hero out of this whole thing, doesn't he?
He does.
And he's got
an actor.
Yeah, I just heard that. Is that true? That's right.
Yeah, no, that's true, right? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he was kind of challenged into running. He didn't really expect this, but I heard somebody talking about him and said that that his attitude toward this is a role that I took, that I agreed to do this. And, you don't walk off the stage in the middle of a performance. So I'm not leaving. I'm here. I said I would be here, and I'm here. And which is pretty impressive. Given what he's going through, given what it is that he's going through. So.
It looks like he leads by example. He kind of, every time I see pictures, he's like in the trenches there with his guys, like right at the front line.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
And so they're, I don't know. It's like, when you think about the American Revolution, there weren't any nuclear weapons. So, you could fight, and, people might lose their lives, and people might go through really rough times, but you could fight through to your freedom. And now it's like, if enough people come to their aid to maybe help them through this, then Putin has threatened to use nuclear weapons. So the calculus is so different. It's like, you can't just fight, you can't just be strong and fight and not give up, because somebody may nuke you.
That's pretty terrifying.
And then what does, that obviously destroys that country, but then it starts something that we wouldn't be able to stop, probably. So it's really scary. So I don't know. I have 3 kids.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really scary, the world that we've left to them.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
I know you have 3 kids too that are much younger than mine, but
But you're right, though, being a parent, that really is scary as far as like, what's going to happen in the future. But it keeps coming back to what we were talking about earlier. All the more reason to be healthy and live a long life.
Keep standing for what you stand for. Keep believing in what you believe in. And
very, very true.
Yeah.
Well, Susan, how about also, I wanted to ask you before I forget, Kathy and Randy, how are they doing?
They're doing well. They're
good.
They are hoping to go back to France this summer.
Good. I hope.
And they're actually, it would be in May. So
that's coming.
It's getting close.
Yeah,
and,
very, very close.
If if there's no new variant, then they'll be going.
Perfect.
They went to Florida, and they were couch surfing with some friends.
Oh, neat.
And they just decided they were too old for that, because they one of the guest rooms that they stayed in, the bed was so high up off the ground that they had to have a step ladder to get up on it. And of course, older people have to get up at night to go to the bathroom. So it was like climbing out of this bed and down the ladder.
Oh yeah.
So they just decided they were too old for couch surfing, and so if they can't, they normally rented a place. They down in Apalachicola. So so I think the next year they'll do that instead of trying to stay with friends. So.
Well, please tell them I said hello next time.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still see you with Edith every week too. She looks like she's doing really well and
she's doing well. She is in water aerobics 3 times a week.
Great.
And then she's training with me twice a week.
Perfect.
So she's actually exercising 5 days a week.
Yeah, she truly is the bionic woman.
She is. She's amazing. We're working on something. I don't know if you've heard of chi walking.
Yes.
Have you?
Okay.
So it's a form. If you think about people that are doing Tai Chi, how they lift their leg up by lifting up their knee, and then they put their heel down, and then they roll into their toe. So it's a style of walking that uses that motion.
That's right.
So you're contracting your abdominal muscles, and you're lifting your knees and putting your feet down, heel first and then toe.
Right.
And you're keeping your knees soft. You don't ever extend. Normally when people walk, they push off with their leg, and then they land with their legs straight.
Oh yeah.
So they're, although they bend their knee mid gait, they're pushing and landing with a straight leg, which can be really hard on your knees. The chi walking, your knees are never unbent. They're never straight. So you're always working. And it's, when I first started doing it, it was really hard to remember to do it, and it was just kind of awkward, and it wasn't like just taking a walk. But now I've gotten to where I do it pretty much, and pretty much habitually. That's what I
cool.
want, habitually. So
That's pretty neat.
so I'm trying to walk like that. I just did a 3-mile walk over at the Chattahoochee River the other day, and
Nice.
and I did the chi walking for the whole. You can Google it. You can look on YouTube for chi walking.
One of my other
Actually,
clients,
I have some YouTube videos on my website.
Okay.
So if you wanted to, if somebody wanted to learn how to do that, then there's a demonstration of how to do it. And it really is supposed to be very healing for your knees.
Good. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And how are you getting a chance, Susan, to catch up on your podcasts as well?
I'm doing a blog now. And I just uploaded it yesterday.
Cool.
A new interview, and I've got another one coming up. So I've got I had an interview with Claire, who's at the gym.
Okay.
And then I interviewed a friend of mine who lives up in North Georgia, and then I've got another interview coming up. So yeah, I'm posting those every month or so.
Nice.
So those are still there.
Yeah, I'll check them out.
And then the blog pages, I'm just putting stuff that I find that I recommend, that I find inspirational, or that I recommend. I actually did a video of my water aerobics workout.
Oh, that's cool.
The core strengthening workout.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that posted yet, but I got my daughter to come in the pool with me, and we had a cover for my iPhone.
Oh.
That and then we put the phone on a tripod so it was stable, and so she filmed about 45 minutes of water exercise. So I'm going to be posting that.
Very cool. I didn't even know you could do that. That's so
I didn't
amazing.
either. We figured out she did a lot of video work when she was in high school, and she learned a lot about how to do it. So we kind of figured out how to do it. And,
oh wow, how cool!
So
nice.
It's definitely I mean, you have to have somebody operating the camera. I mean, I was standing in the water doing the exercises, and I was just doing the exercises, and then I had to do the voiceover with the instructions on what I was doing.
Oh, right.
I had to do that later. All I had was the
video,
the raw footage, the video, and I stripped all the sound off the video because she ended up singing while she was doing the filming. But I stripped all of that off and then just put a track. And actually, if somebody wanted to take their iPhone or their iPad to the pool and put it in a Ziploc bag and follow along, because it's like a water aerobics class. I do like commentary on each of the exercises, remind people what they should be focused on, like holding their abs in, what position their foot should be in, increasing resistance by keeping your fingers open. Sure. So
it's a great idea.
So it's, if you listen to it, if you watch the video and you did the exercises and you listen to what I was coaching you on throughout the exercise, like reminding you to hold your shoulders back, or to tighten your glutes, or whatever the exercise was focused on, you would get a really good class. So, but I don't know how. I guess I'm going to have to try that and see what happens if I take it to the pool. That was what I was thinking about when I made it, was something that people could take to like a water aerobics instructor that you could take to the pool.
That is a great idea.
And have a class, while you're in the water, because everybody's doing these Zoom classes, but it's kind of hard to do it in the water.
Yeah, so, but that's brilliant. I mean,
so I'll probably try once I get it up. I'll probably take it and try it and see how well I can hear.
Yeah, you have to let me know how that goes. I'll check that out.
I will.
Please.
So I'm getting kind of creative with trying to help people exercise.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I do.
That is terrific. Well, Susan, I want to thank you so much. Before we let you go, why don't we go ahead and please plug your website and contact information? Okay. And this has been so much fun today.
Okay. So it's Susan Longley, and my website is www.finishwithaflourish.com. And you can see blog. You can see interviews with flourishing seniors. You can check out my blog page for ideas about how to exercise. So I'd love to see you come visit me and leave a comment. Thank you.
Very well done. All right, Susan. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Taryn. I really
great catching up.
Talking to
you
again.
And let's catch up when you come back from your trip in Texas too. But I'll see you here shortly, though.
Yes, right. I'll be over there in a few minutes.
Very good. Well, I'll see you in a minute. Thank you again, Susan.
Right.
Great.
Bye.
Very, very good. Bye-bye.
Bye.